We're going to spend the next hour touring homes along the American Riviera, also known as Santa Barbara, California. We'll find out why former entertainment reporter Rona Barrett gave up a glamorous job in Hollywood to build a life and home near Santa Barbara. Discover the soft, pearly colors that make this home sparkle for one of the country's top designers. And see how the fabrics and colors of India transformed an elegant villa into an exotic Casbah. These fascinating homes and more on Homes of Santa Barbara. Welcome to Homes of Santa Barbara. I'm Nancy Glass. Imagine a place where the sun shines 300 days a year. It's never too cold, never too hot. There's a mountain range on one side and an ocean on the other. The beaches are beautiful, and everything you plant in your garden actually grows. Sound like paradise? To the people you're about to meet, that's exactly what Santa Barbara is. Our next guest often dreamed of owning a beautiful Santa Barbara estate. So when a chance to purchase one actually came up, Peter Kavoyan jumped into 15,000 square feet, a daunting number even for a designer. But after a while, Peter adjusted to all that space. And you know what? He kind of liked it.
Initially, when we bought the house, I thought, gosh, who could ever use that much square footage? But actually, I use it all.
Designer Peter Kavoyan is now simpatico with his 1922 Spanish colonial estate in Montecito, a community of beautiful homes and magnificent gardens a few miles south of Santa Barbara.
The exterior of the house has formal European gardens that are consistent with the architecture. The swimming pool area is a classic 1920s fully tiled swimming pool. It really has a tremendous amount of grace and elegance in its simplicity.
As much as Peter Kavoyan and his partner were taken with the grounds of the property when they first saw it in 1995, it was the inside that really sold them. Wide vestibules and archways, and a 20-foot dome ceiling in the living room reminiscent of castles in Spain.
That's one of the wonderful architectural embellishments and elements of a true Spanish colonial house. The ceilings are all high, they have interesting detail, and we were able to bring in some wonderful local artists to actually paint the ceilings.
Peter oversaw a 4-year renovation on the property, taking it down to the studs, then restoring it to its original splendor. One of the first spaces he tackled was the living room. It has a fascinating history as a 1920s silent movie theater, which means it was built without windows, so Peter had them installed.
We wanted to make sure that those windows looked original, so we had them fabricated by hand, consistent with how they would have done it in the 1920s.
In spite of the home's palatial qualities and elegant feel, Peter wanted to make sure it was also comfortable and welcoming.
This house is, I think, a very homey house. We wanted to make sure the architecture was right. We wanted to fill the spaces with beautiful original artwork and put it together in a pleasing way. That was our priority, so it feels like home to us and to our friends.
The living room is divided into separate seating areas for entertaining, games, or a fireside chat.
The 2 chairs in front of the fireplace are 2 of my favorites. They're 18th century frames that are really large size, and I just really love them. So I wanted to make sure that they were upholstered in something really special.
The silk fabric on the chairs duplicates an 18th century pattern discovered in Europe by one of Peter's friends.
He commissioned a mill in Europe to actually replicate that design, and that's how we actually got this fabric.
Peter chose art and furniture consistent with the scale of the room. A collection of detailed antique tables also holds its own and includes a 19th century French side table on one end of the main sofa and an 18th century Dutch table on the other.
We were fortunate in that the living room still had the original fixture in it, which is the iron chandelier, and it also had the original carved limestone fireplace that was imported from Europe when this room was built.
Having said goodbye to the one-time silent movie theater in his living room hardly left Peter without a great place to watch movies. During renovations, he added a home theater with state-of-the-art equipment to the lower level of the house.
We selected cut velvet fabric for the walls, and then I found these reproduction deco chairs that were compatible with the wall fabric. And so people love to come over for a dinner and a show, and with a touch of a button, we can do that.
An avid auction and estate sale shopper, Peter sometimes creates entire rooms with his finds. A solid slab marble table with a hand-forged iron base was discovered at an estate sale near Los Angeles and got the design ball rolling in the formal dining room.
The dining room was one of the first things that sold us on the house. We like to entertain, and it's large enough to handle a large number of people. You can seat up to 24 people in the room.
An 18th century European rug sparked the luxurious mood in the guest suite, sometimes called the Gold Room. Walking through the door is like stepping into a Parisian salon. Everything a guest could possibly need to feel pampered is here, including silk bed coverings, the fabric for which took several months to arrive from France.
It was worth the wait. We just think it really looks great there.
On either side of the bed, Chinese book boxes were given a new look and a new life.
I had stands made for the book boxes, and those actually became the end tables.
Peter Kavoyan learned that decorating a 15,000 square foot house was every bit as challenging as he thought it would be. But it also meant he had more room to experiment and try out new ideas. In the end, he felt fulfilled and rewarded and grateful to call a place as beautiful as this his home.
For us, it's just a privilege to live here, and we really thank our lucky stars every day that we were able to buy this house.
There's more to come on this special tour glass. The two people you're about to meet were so busy. We hope you've enjoyed it and have been inspired to mix things up and try something new and different in your home. I'm Nancy Glass. Thanks to our guests in Santa Barbara, and thank you for watching.
Designing for the sexes brings a living room back to life with color and texture. Then Designer's Challenge creates a relaxed